Hi, welcome. Today I would like to discuss how you can use Angular 2 unit testing. So let's get started. So I have a boilerplate Angular app and it just displays AppWorks, and it was created using ngCli, and I'm using ngserve to serve the app, and you can see as it works. So let's just to demonstrate testing and how it works. Let me just show you the basics. So basically, if you look at your app component here right now, you'll notice if you created this using ngCli, there will be a spec file as well. And the spec file is where the testing attributes happen. So I will go over some of this in a second with you. But let's say you want to just make a quick change to your app. You can just say Gore Associates app works, and here I'm just changing the title, and the title is going into the app component. And if you quickly look uh, and refresh this, you can see that the app works, and it's all good. So let me just kind of demonstrate how you would go about testing this. So it's pretty straightforward. If you're using ngCli, you can say ng test, and that should start the Karma, the test runner, and the Jasmine, and it should come up in a second. So let's just kind of wait and see what's going on. It should be up in a second here, and here you go. It puts up a browser window and it says we have three specs and there is one failure. And what you can do is, and here it is showing you the result of running your app. So what you can do is basically go into the spec list just to see what's going on. And you can see that this is where it is failing. Should have as title app works is failing. And you can kind of click on that to just run that test. And it's going to give some details. So what you can do is go into your test file here. Where is the test file? And if you would notice, one of the titles here where it says should have as title AppWorks, and it's looking for AppWorks as the title, and that's why it is failing. So what you can do is you can check your title, and in this case, I'm just going to make it pretty simple and just copy it in here. Uh, Normally you would want to just say it contains because that's easier to do, but just for simplicity I'm going to just modify the title in the test and assume that we are checking for the exact title here, and save it in my component spec file, and we can just kind of run this thing again. And here you can see that the title and everything else now it is passing. So I would recommend that, let's say what you're looking at, this is should create the app. This was the first thing, should create the app. So it is where you are describing the test, and should create, let's say if I just change this title, you can see how it gets reflected in the it portion of the test itself. And if you just run it again, it says here you can see the description of the test has changed, and that's what the describe portion means. If you look at it, before each is run before any of these tests, so it's doing some things for test bed, and these are the individual three tests: one test, two test, and three test. And the normal way to run this test is you can just say expect, and you can check for something here. I'm maximum expect app.title is equal to this. So that's kind of the basic selector way of running the test and checking this. I would highly recommend that when you run your app, also run the test files and possibly add four more tests to your app. And that's pretty much the basics of this. If you want to know more, you can go to the Jasmine website, and I'll also put in this video in Angular 2 basic testing, for example. I'll put it under Angular 2 basic testing. But if you just go to my website, I would have the links to Karma and Protector as well as Jasmine. In later videos, I will go more into details about Karma and how to use Protector for end-to-end testing and Jasmine. But Jasmine is where you can see how the tests are described. This is the description for a test suite, and then you can go and look through the individual tests. Thank you for watching this short screencast, and you have a great day.